Shalom, call on Yahweh Shem Shah, and Shalom to the elect. In this video, I'm just going to go in on how these different countries and places around the world actually turning against the U.S. And what the U.S. like to do, they like to mark them as terrorists and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, they sending their military, sending their mercenaries, doing all type of little shit. I'm gonna let this video play. And I looked at a little bit of it before I started recording this, and there's something in there that he said that caught me. I'm gonna pull a scripture on that.
Torah. Stay vigilant.
Right there, that stay vigilant. Hey, that's what the scripture said, man. Stay vigilant. Don't let Esau blind you with this dumb, stupid shit they be putting out. It goes in. It's in the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And that's what Esau doing. All these different little nations, they trying to take control of the resources, the people on earth. They trying to put them in a deeper stronghold and more bondage, whether it be with laws and actual physical bondage with this RFID chip. Because that's what all that lead to, really. It's better than slavery. They gave people a mark. I was looking at one of the elders' video and he was going into it. And they actually gave you a mark. I want to say it's called stigmata, if I'm not mistaken. They give you that mark to let people know, like, hey, this is my slave. If you run away or something, you got that mark on you. The other slave master, other taskmasters or whatever that could capture you, or know that you was from a certain person's plantation. So, with this RFID chip, it's basically the same shit, but they just trying to chip the whole world now. But before I let this play, as you see the title, it says Cuba back on terrorist list, and I'm gonna pull up another video too that actually shows why they back on the terrorist list. Because recently, you had Putin go sit down with the actual new leader down there, and they came up with an agreement for them to be able to build nuclear facilities down there. And that's these countries, man, beating their plowshares. And let me get that scripture real quick before I butcher it up. So like that one, the scripture I was looking for. After all this go down, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it anyway. But after all this go down, they gonna turn their weapons into something else because they're gonna be working. They ain't gonna be trying to go to war and do no shit like that. It's in the book of Micah chapter 4, verse 3. It says, "And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation should not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." And that's what's gonna happen because they're gonna be building another kingdom. We ain't building that up. But the scripture I actually was looking for is the one that said, "Let the weak say I'm strong." And that's what you see happening right now. So book of Joel chapter 3 verse 10, it says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong." And that's what you see with these different countries, because Cuba really was known for bananas and sugar cane and different spices and cigars and all that. Now they got nuclear capabilities down there thanks to Russia. So now they on the terrorist watch list. So let me go back and let this video play.
Welcome to my world. Come along for the ride. The world according to Jesse.
List of state sponsors of terrorism, citing the country's support for Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and for reportedly refusing to extradite leaders of a rebel group that claimed responsibility for a deadly attack in 2019. Officials in Havana, however, have long denied any links to terrorism and dismissed the Trump administration's announcement. Jesse, as you know, Cuba was removed from the U.S. terrorism list in 2015 under President Obama. The historic decision aimed to restore diplomatic ties, but Trump's State Department says Cuba could soon be returned to the blacklist by the end of this year.
You know, and that's really silly. And what you have here, Brigitte, in my opinion, this is another classic example of Donald Trump destroying anything President Barack Obama did. Anything Obama did in his 8 years, Trump wants to eliminate it. Trump wants it gone. Trump wants no record that we had a black president. That's his ultimate goal, I think. And you know, I'm used to this. I've seen it before, Brigitte. I saw it in Minnesota. Because when I left office, the first thing the Democrats and Republicans did together was remove and change a lot of the good things that I did in the state, like flat rate $99 for your license tabs. Oh, that's long gone. So see, they're very vindictive, these people that lead our country, and they don't like to leave a record of somebody they don't like. I think this is really a personal thing between Donald Trump and his hatred of and racism on Barack Obama, that he just, anything Obama did, Trump is going to call it bad, and he's going to attempt to reverse it and destroy it. And to step backwards with Cuba now is one of the stupidest things we could possibly do.
In other news, the Patriot Act is up for extension through the USA Freedom Reauthorization Act of 2020. Several reform amendments have been proposed, but so far, the Senate has rejected an amendment that would require the FBI to obtain
you see that title right there, Global Headlock? That's perfect for the scripture I was about to pull. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand. It says that made all the earth drunken. Look at the title. You can't make this up, man. This ain't nothing no made up stuff. The global headlock. And then who got the earth in the global headlock? Babylon. It says the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. And that's what you see going on now. These nations, they pissed off right now. They see they've been getting fucked over. Esau coming in with their different laws. They malicious, destroying the economy. They're setting up their little puppets to rebuild the economy. Which they don't ever really rebuild it anyway. They just go in and set somebody else so they can strip and take all the resources from it. That's what they really do.
Warrant before spying on citizens' internet search and browsing histories under the controversial Section 215.
Hey, Esau, I know through the spirit you damn devils be spying and doing all types of stuff, flying planes and shit. It don't fucking matter what you do, man. As soon as you make your move, like the scripture say, let me get that real quick. I'm gonna come back to this. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west. And that's where we at right now, in the west. It says, in his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, and the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against them. So you Edomites, that's why they got these super soldiers and shit. Super soldiers, robots and shit, drones, all these high-level weapons. They ain't got that for no average civilians. They know these scriptures. They know about our forefathers when the Most High put the Holy Spirit on them. Couldn't nobody fuck with them. So when they make their little move and do what they do, hey, whoever the Most High got deemed to receive that spiritual power, it's a wrap, Esau. Y'all gonna get what y'all hoes looking for. Y'all like to go digging and looking for every damn thing. They gonna get what they looking for.
However, the Senate also voted overwhelmingly in favor of increasing legal protections for targets of FISA warrants, so there's a little bit of a silver lining. The bipartisan amendment requires judges who rule in FISA requests to appoint an independent third-party observer. Critics, though, say that it doesn't go far enough because it's up to the judge to determine whether cases need additional oversight. The bill also permanently bans the NSA's now defunct program, allowing it to obtain Americans' phone records in FBI counterterrorism investigations. Even though some oversight has been added, the Senate still did restore many of the controversial surveillance laws used to investigate terrorism and espionage, including roving wiretaps, which allow the government to spy on people who switch phone numbers and so on. Jesse, what do you think about us being one vote shy of potentially changing the Patriot Act as we know it?
Well, I think it's a scam. I think it's a complete setup. They knew exactly how the vote was going to go. That's why they took it when they did, so it would fail. And, you know, we had 4 senators or so that weren't there to take the vote. The most important vote to the American people, Bernie Sanders should be ashamed because he's one of them. And it failed by 1 vote. It shows me they still want it in place. They're giving us a bunch of lip service, trying to make it look like they want to restore our rights, restore our freedoms. But this is, again, a case where the Democrats...
Hey, like the scripture say in the book of Psalms, his words are smoother than oil, but in his heart was war. So they can come with all this stuff like them giving out money and all these grants and all this other different stuff. That's Esau for you. The whole time they set this whole shit up anyway, just so they can do that and play these little games. Hey, for the people that's alert and eyes is open, and actually can hear what's really going on, they can see it. But the majority of people, man, they're not gonna be able to see this. They still wanna wait and see what Esau gonna do for them.
Democrats and Republicans are in bed together on it because they passed it overwhelmingly back on 9/11 to strip us of all our rights, strip us of our freedoms, and now they reluctantly won't even give them back because of voting like this. Oh, we just missed. We came up 1 vote short. Well, why didn't they do it when all the senators were there? Get them all on the record. They should be doing their jobs instead of not doing their jobs, which is what they did by not showing up to vote on this.
Yeah, and I'm so sick of the mainstream media constantly pointing to these proposed amendments by the Democrats saying, oh, look, they're bipartisan amendments and both.
And you, I came to watch this video, man. Hey, this video got a lot of stuff we can speak on. The main thing I just want to go on is about how these nations turned on the U.S., but as I'm scanning through it, it's definitely going into stuff about the chariots, about them supposedly landing on the moon, which we know they ain't landing on the moon because the scriptures clearly say that the Most High created the sun for light for day and the moon for light for night. So the moon's a light for night, how the fuck they land on it? But what else? They showing different little missile launches, just different little stuff, missile test launches, satellite launches. So you Akim, man, hey, make a video on this, speak on this. Esau getting heated because they know this word be coming out. You know, it's different men around the world that's pushing these scriptures out and actually speaking the words of the Most High carry a vibration with it. But anyway, in the book of Jeremiah, not Jeremiah, Salaki, in the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 3, it says, all nations have drunk the wine of the passion of her immorality. The kings of the earth were immoral with her, and the merchants of the earth have grown wealthy from the extravagance of her luxury. And that's why you see all these different places like Saudi Arabia, with all that gold and all that stuff they got over there. Their stuff all built up because they've been doing business with the U.S., Japan, and China. They make all their money from the U.S. All these different places around the world, Europe, them different designers and all that stuff over in Italy and Spain and all that. They made their money with the U.S. Even Iran make money with the U.S. Well, other places, Great Britain, money from the U.S. All these different little places around the world, man. They make money with the U.S. And that's why I say all the nations have drunk the wine, talking about the doctrine, the philosophies, applying the democracy, the republic, all this different stuff in the U.S. And I'm going to pull one more scripture out of this and I'm going to go to something else. The book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 4 says, and the woman was dressed in purple, which is symbolic, talking about America, and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls. She held in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and the impurities of her sexual immorality. Now, but I was having a conversation with somebody about this. Now, people can go around and do all this immoral shit, women with the women, men to men, people being pansexuals or whatever little term they don't came up with, guy from Esau. But you say you want to carry yourself as a man and take care of your woman or your women as a man. and you looked at it's like you immoral. That's why the Most High. That's why he gonna do what he gonna do to this place. Let me get on this. Let me get another scripture real quick after this. That's exactly why he gonna do what he gonna do. That's in the book of Revelation, chapter 14. I was going to start at verse 8. I'm going to jump now. I'm going to jump back up to verse 6, I should say. It says, "And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear Yahweh and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters." In verse 8 it says, "And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all the nations drink of her wine, of the wrath of her fornication." In verse 9 it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." And the reason why, because they taking that chip. That's why they're going to get that judgment. Now, when it's talking about the holy angels and the Lamb, contrary to that, you're going to have that destruction coming. They're going to have Yahweh Shah, which is the Lamb, and the angels coming to gather the elect. And I'm going to get the scripture backing that up. It's in the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 27. It says, "And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven." So that's what's gonna happen. That's why they got the Space Force. And they know that's gonna happen. So they feel like they're gonna throw it off an offset or something like that. When they just gonna get wiped the fuck out. I'm gonna go back up one more verse and I'm gonna read it one more time. It's in the book of Mark, chapter 13. I'm gonna read verse 26. It says, "And then shall they see the Son of Man," which is talking about Yahushua, "coming in the clouds with great power and glory." And that great glory is going to come in them ships. With his ship, as mentioned in the book of Ezra, second Ezra, and with the angels with him. Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, all the different angels are going to be with him. It says, "And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of heaven to the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven." So like it, and don't nobody know exactly when his time is, but he gave us signs to know that it's close. Like right here in verse 32, it says, "Be ready at any hour." Right here. It says, "But of that day, and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father Yahweh." So, let me see what I want to read that. Yeah, I'm gonna read the rest of this chapter real quick. It says in verse 33, it says, "Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is, for the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when your master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto you all, watch." So that's what we're supposed to be doing, watching the news, seeing what's going on, paying attention to what's going on in society, watching how the U.S. dollar is devaluing and the stuff in the stores is going up because the dollar is being inflated. Watching how the signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars been appearing, different stuff they talking about asteroids and meteors and stuff passing the earth. That's just signs in the heavens. Ain't the most I want that stuff to hit the earth, it'll been hit the earth. But that ain't what that's for. That's for signs in heaven. That's why the scripture says, "Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven." For the heathen are dismayed. But they be seeing that shit and they, oh, we gotta worship this asteroid. They going outside dancing around and doing little weird ass shit. But that ain't what that's for though. That's just a sign in the heaven. And I'm gonna get one more video real quick and I'm gonna end this off.
So Lit Mobile just sent me this solar wireless battery pack. I'm excited. Let's see what's inside. I really like the build. It's got hand grips on the side, it's shockproof and water resistant.
Pandemic has brought about much change around the world, and it seems that applies to people's thinking as well. A new study has shown a sharp decline among Germans who think it's more important to have close ties with Washington than Beijing. Moreover, according to the survey, more people now prioritize relations with China compared to last year. The figures also reveal Germans are now divided equally on whether a close relationship with Beijing or Washington is more important. The findings come despite repeated claims from the Trump administration stating that coronavirus originated in a Wuhan lab.
Have you seen anything at this point that gives you a high degree of confidence that the Wuhan Institute of Virology was the origin of this virus?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
We don't have certainty, and there is significant evidence that this came from the laboratory. Those statements can both be true. I've made them both. Administration officials have made them.
Look how he's smiling. This devil lying sack of shit.
All true.
We have a lot of information, and it's not good. But you know the worst of all, whether it came from the lab or came from the bats, it all came from China.
But they not mentioning nothing about the 5G towers that they've been putting up everywhere. That actually admits, and they actually got photographs, scientific study on it, that they actually harm the human health, whether it be your immune system taking oxygen from your body, causing disorientation, and the list goes on. Hey, look it up. The information out there. That's why the scripture say, blessed is he that readeth, because if you read, you'll know these things, and therefore you'll be blessed to be able to maneuver around them. But if you ain't reading, you'll succumb to it. Now, before I let this finish up, I'm going to go into the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 29. It says, call together the archers against Babylon, all you that been a bold camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Because you have people talking about, oh, ain't no God. And if it is, he look like a damn so-called white man. The angel's white. Everything white. But, hey, it's all right. The Most High got Esau in a fucking trick bag. And I said I was going to look for this one video. I just want to play a little bit of this. The one video going there talking about how Putin did a deal with the leader down there in Cuba. Find that exact video. There's a lot of different videos on it. I'm gonna play the actual video because there's a lot of different ones. But you can maybe you can look into these different videos. I was gonna play it, but I didn't want to stretch this video out too long. But you got the different videos right here basically showing, hey, Russia got their military down there. And you know what else they got down there? Some Russian Navy visit Cuba. It said Russia to reopen Cold War era base in Cuba. I mean, of course they're gonna deny it. You know, they ain't gonna be like, yeah, we got this down there because they know how Babylon get. It says Putin and Havana as Russia wipes billions of Cuban debt. So for them to wipe off some of their debt, you know, they had to come with some type of agreement. Cuban president arrives in Russia for economic talks. So hey man, like this scripture right here is definitely coming to fruition right now as these days pass. I'm gonna read it one more time in the song. They call together the archers against Babylon, all you that been in the boat, camp against it round about all these different places, whether it be Russia, Venezuela, Cuba, China, all these different areas that's round about it. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her occur according to her work, according to all that she have done. Do unto her, for she have been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. And these Edomites, they definitely been proud. And what's funny about it, the Most High set it up to the point where he got the other house of Esau coming up against him. So ain't that something, man? That just goes to show who's really in control. And most willing, this will edify and call on Yahweh Shem Shah. And shalom to the elect. Like the guy said in the video, stay vigilant.